This car can cost more than $50,000 in Russia. And no, it's not a BMW, it's not a Mercedes, it's a Toyota. When Americans hear that number, most think I'm joking, but I'm not.
Pulling up black windows once you go down. You must be crazy if you think that I'ma slow down. Don't wanna hear it talking shit, fuck the drama. Keep it coming, I'ma send you to your mama. Mr. Whip, the gun down.
Hi everyone, I live in Russia, and recently I started noticing something strange. Cars that used to be considered ordinary family vehicles suddenly became much more expensive, so I decided to take a closer look, and what I found surprised even me. A few years ago, buying a new car in Russia looked very different. Global brands were widely available. Dealerships were full. Buyers had more options. Today, the market has changed dramatically. Imports became more complicated. Supply became more limited. And prices started moving in a direction that few people expected. Let's start with the Toyota Camry. In the United States, this is often seen as a practical family sedan. Reliable, comfortable, common. But in Russia, depending on the version and import route, prices can exceed $50,000. That's a huge jump from what many Americans would expect. And at first I thought maybe this was just an unusual example. But after looking at these prices, I started asking a different question. If cars are becoming so expensive, how are people adapting? In large Russian cities, many people rely heavily on public transportation. Others keep their cars much longer than they used to. Some delay buying a new vehicle altogether. Rising prices don't just affect the car market, they affect everyday decisions. And while I was thinking about that, I noticed something else happening. Everywhere I looked, I kept seeing new brands. Brands that were relatively uncommon just a few years ago. Suddenly, they seemed to be everywhere. That's when I realized the Russian car market wasn't simply getting more expensive. It was transforming.
Static hum invades my veins marrow. Lights flicker, shadows stretch narrow. Hands move distorted in the blurred pain. Echoes of silence driving me insane. Buzz of machines screaming the truth. Colors bleed out in slow motion loops. Chasing the sparks in a world gone gray. Wires tangle, whispers of disarray.
Chinese manufacturers have become a major force in Russia. Today, many buyers are considering brands they might never have looked at before. Some people are excited about the change. Others remain skeptical, but regardless of opinion, these brands are reshaping the market. But here's the biggest surprise. The real story isn't the price tag, it's affordability. A car can cost the same amount in two different countries, but that doesn't mean it's equally affordable. What really matters is how long someone has to work to earn that money, and that's where the comparison becomes much more interesting. Living in Russia, I've watched these changes happen in real time. More Chinese brands, fewer familiar Western models, more people keeping their cars longer, and a market that looks completely different from the one I remember just a few years ago. So what surprised you the most? The price of the Toyota, the rise of Chinese brands, or the way people are adapting? Let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to see more videos about everyday life in Russia, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.